Good evening. I want to share with you a brief story. As you heard and we all know, there's something very unique in the times we find ourselves. And a lot of people are turning with questions. Why do they hate us? So the truth is, there was a person who had the same plan as Hamas, the same charter, to destroy every single Jewish person on the face of this earth. And he had a final solution that was going to happen in one day. Haman Harasha, Haman. We read about him in the Megillah. He had a plan. And he comes to King Achashverosh, and he's going to convince him. How is he going to eradicate the Jews from his kingdom? And he says those famous words in the Megillah, Yeshnoi Am Echad. There's one nation, Am Echad, Mefuzar and Mefoired Bein Ha'amim. And the Talmud tells us, there's the literal translation, there is one nation that is spread around all over the world. They're spread around. Haman was telling Achashverosh, don't worry, it's okay. Maybe the other enemies of the Jews failed. But right now in Persia, Yashnu Am Echad. They're sleeping. They're sleeping, they're assimilated. The Jewish soul fell asleep. The Talmud says, Yashnu min ha-mitzvahs. They're assimilating, they fell asleep from the mitzvahs. We'll be able to get them. So number one, Haman was right. We're Am Echad, we're one nation, we're one people, we're one unit. But the soul of Israel may seem like it's getting a little schluff, but inside it's awake. And when they heard of Haman's decree, they woke up like a roaring lion. And the Jewish people, the assimilated Jew, assimilating into Persian culture, became inspired, awake. And you think, there's a decree lying over your heads. In 1 year, every single one of you are going to be destroyed. Lay low. Be intimidated. Be ashamed. And instead, the most assimilated Jew joined Mordechai publicly, celebrating their Judaism, studying Torah, being proud of their heritage. The Jewish soul woke up in an unprecedented way. And I have to say, in the past few weeks, it's evolved. The people are waking up. We found people who would say they're this disappearing American Jew. They're falling asleep, God forbid. They woke up. The haters somehow triggered their Jewish identity. Of course, why do they hate us? But they want to connect. And it's our responsibility, every single one of us, to inspire them, to give them the recognition that you are different. We are unique. We're not just like everybody else because we have a beautiful, beautiful soul. We have a beautiful, beautiful heritage, a powerful role to play in this place, in this world, to make this world the place that God intended to be. We have a mission to share the message of Torah, the message of God, to be a light unto the nations. That's our role, and something to be proud of and not to be intimidated. And not to be intimidated and to hunker down. And we see it all over. The Jewish people are one nation. People are fired up. People are helping. They're not down. Of course, it's very, very difficult to see and to handle what's going on. But people are inspired. You see the unity in Israel. You see people are just mobilized to give, to do with their time, their energy, and with their mitzvahs. And I want to mention, Jacob Schreiber mentioned to me that tomorrow is the deadline for those who are going to go on the buses from Greater Hartford to Washington at the demonstration next Tuesday. I told him I'll find an appropriate opportunity to mention it. So tomorrow at noon is the deadline to please join, to stand together and show how strong we are. And many, many opportunities. The mission of Chabad was always about individuals. Go out, one soul, one person. And like my father spoke about, we don't just believe in God, we believe in the soul of every single individual. That deep down they have that fire, and our job is to feed it with each person, wherever they're at, with education, with opportunity, where they're in life, to engage with their soul, with a mitzvah, with appreciation for their heritage and their identity. This past summer, Shana and I and the family moved from West Hartford just over the mountain, just over the border. It's amazing how far Farmington seems from West Hartford. But our desire was to expand the reach of the activities of Chabad, to reach people who are beyond the boundaries, who may be falling asleep, maybe not as, with the lack of Jewish infrastructure, maybe not as having many opportunities to connect. And thank God we've seen each individual. There's so many that if you approach them the right way, the neshama can awake. So thank you everyone for being here tonight. Thank you everybody for supporting our nation, our people. And each of us has our responsibility to find an opportunity to share with another person, another Jewish person who's hurting, who feels isolated, to realize you really are special, you really are unique, but it's something to be proud of and to celebrate. And let's feed them with that and make Am Yisrael to be fired up, and God will once again show us a redemption, a victory, with the ultimate redemption, the ultimate victory, the coming of Mashiach very soon.